This is the Thorpe that flew around the world. There's a couple little beauties up here on the wall. There's the BD-5, a mock-up of the Voyager. That's just the fuselage. Okay, and right in front of me, so close, I don't know if I can get it, there is a sailplane. That is a beauty. Nimbus. Well, it looks like it would float forever. Alright, walk on around and see if we can get some more. Here's what putting one together. This little model in this glass cover. Let's see if you can see all the detail.
Please come to the gift
and
shop.
Here's what it's like to see a full size without its skin. Let's get a shot of these wings. Ooh, lots of stapling and gluing. All the workshop, and you have, oh, I'm having light problems, but anyway, you can see the workbench, part of a fuselage, and one hanging, and another workshop here. Let me get over here and get another shot of this. This is supposed to represent the types of places like garages and basements that men start their projects in. There's the wing overhead, another partial wing and a fuselage. And this one was started on the patio, representing such a thing. There's a few different kinds of propellers. Boy, they are fun to make too, I'll bet. Here's a silhouette of the BD-5. That's a cute little airplane. They have some flying now, and they have overcome the... Oh, we'll try to get a little bit of what's down on the lower floor here. A different angle might show up some things. There's the little cricket. A tiny little thing. Yet it's a twin engine. There was one over on the flight line. I saw it this week. Evidently it had been flown in. I'll go over here to St. Louis, and here is one of my favorite biplanes, the old Beach Stagger Wing. Hey, there's some antiques I can't even name. And the Winnie Mae. This is a Navy carrier ship, World War II. I believe that's the Bearcat. And here is a pre-World War II Navy amphibian. And I'm up so close to this one. This is a P-51. This is a Japanese Oscar. Yeah, it's a beautiful little, I don't know if it's a Starduster or not, but it's a monoplane, real slick looking. Here's that sailplane we saw on the other tape, and the Thorpe that made the round the world trip. The little red monoplane parasol wing is a Stope Starlet 2. Here is the world's smallest plane. They say it was a booger to fly. Also, the name Bonzo brings up memories of early air racing, and this is that airplane. Especially well this morning, Lavon. Like you're just ready for this trip out on the Wisconsin Upper Dells. Yes. I'm not sure which direction we'll take from here, but it looks good.
We have to get on the bus.
Uh-huh.
All right, when I get back.
There you go, Mama.
Top.
Well, here we are. We're about ready to board. The General Bailey. There we go, down inside. Oh, I haven't any idea which side. Kind of get towards it. Oh, here. See the ducks get in the water. There we are.
Where should we go, back here where we can
They were used from the Milwaukee streetcars. However, today they provide electricity for the Wisconsin Dells Lake Delton area. Directly off to our right at this time, the state map of Illinois. Now that green tree in the upper right-hand corner, Dubs aren't from Illinois. Where are you from?
New York.
New York, Florida,
California.
California,
Kansas.
Kansas, Wisconsin.
Texas.
The first cracks and crevices are run down the cliff, and this forms the profile to the bottle. Then follow the left crack 1/3 of the way down to the dark area of the sandstone. There's the head of Elsie, our state cow. Off to our left for those folks on the left. There's the ship of Viking. Talked about in photographed rock formations of the Dells area. It's called Hawks Bill. It became famous back in 1963 when... That's all. I'm going to tell you anyway. Listen up. Geologists do have a theory on how the Dells area is formed. Theory states that hundreds of millions of years... Now this time I'll turn the mic back over to your guide, Dale, and he's going to be telling you a little bit more about the river and the people that once lived on these shores. Once again, looking through the center of Lone Rock, through Sweetheart's Cave, coming into view for me now, and sliding back to you folks. The Upside Down Heart, Teardrop, Candlelight, Arrowhead, Beehive, Spade, Chocolate Hershey's Kiss. or just another hole in the rocks. Looking past Lone Rock, you notice the rocky cliffs no longer appear. There's just trees and other forms of vegetation. I'd like to tell you a little bit more about the boat you're riding on. The General Bailey was built in Two Rivers, Wisconsin by the Schwartz Marine Company. It was built back in 1865. It's an all-steel boat, 54 feet, 7 inches long, 14 and a half feet wide. It weighs 41 tons. We are powered by not two Detroit diesels, I wish they were. But there are 2 gasoline motors, 255 Mercury, inboard-outboard on the back, 510 horse combination. Under full power, this boat can do about 35 miles an hour. We don't want to do that here today. We'd be digging a lot of rocks off the bottom. Now each year, these boats are inspected by the United States Coast Guard. We have 5 watertight compartments. And if you look at this duck ahead of us, you'll notice it's a duckless driver. There's no one driving that duck. These duck drivers are something else, folks. Not recommended if you want to come back alive. He'll be just another stuffed duck. There goes. Now let's look at these photographs. The photographs in here came in the spring, summer, and the autumn. Notice the first photograph of the Warlock Spiky. Here. Second photograph of the Wisconsin Power and Hydroelectric Dam. Third photograph, and here, listen up, is of the early day fishermen. You'll notice 3 different black and white sepia tones. We give you folks the opportunity to retain one of these. And at this point in time in the tour, we do, as you look through them, we do offer these for sale on all the Lower Dalles boats for the standard nominal fee of $3. And you're probably wondering why. Basically, here. Pretty thrilling, huh?
This is in the Upper Dells. We have boarded our tour boat. We're seated on the top deck here, as you can see. And here is a shot of the grounds. There's another tour boat. There are quite a few of these on the river here. Now, it's quite an elevation to the street from here, and you'll see the stairs that we came down. Right along that rail there, and up to where the gentleman is there. That's a restaurant. I want to come back to that.
Big cables, winches that pull them up on the shore where they're blocked up and covered up for the winter months. Our first point of interest will be coming up in a couple of minutes, called the Swallow's Nest. When you receive the guide manual that John's handing out to you, they are pictured on page 6. John said we'll be together about 2.5 hours, so we hope you all sit back, relax, and enjoy the beautiful afternoon here on the upper.
When you look on page 6 of the guidebook, you'll find the homes of the cliff and bank swallows here along the Upper Dells. They're found just off to the right-hand side of the board. As you look underneath the rock ledges, occasionally you'll find some small holes. And from within these small holes, dirt out and live some very small birds. The 2 varieties of birds are the cliff swallows and the bank swallows here of the Upper Dells. They're migratory to Wisconsin Dells. Now the birds come from as far south as Brazil and Venezuela, South America, make their homes within the rocks here each summer, where each shore adults have 4 young ones. Very welcome visitor to the Dalles area, for each and every bird consumes 2.5 times their body weight in insects, and especially that of the mosquito here along the river. A very welcome visitor to the Dalles area, the capistrano or cliff and bank swallows of the Upper Dalles. Throughout most of the tour today, we'll be looking into the rocks and finding various points of interest. The first thing we'll be looking for today is an alligator, maybe even a crocodile, as he sits on top of a very tall cliff known as High Rock. High Rock's found 75 yards ahead of the boat. As you look to the top of High Rock, you'll find a small green bush. Now, once you look to the right of the green bush, you'll find the alligator or crocodile as he sits on top of High Rock here this afternoon. Across the river is another very tall cliff known as Romance Cliff. Together, High Rock and Romance Cliff mark the entrance to our Upper Dalles tour and also mark the deepest water here on the Upper Dalles at 120 feet deep. The deepest stick and mortar you would find on the Pioneers log home. It's also a good example of erosion on the river. At one time it was connected to the mainland with, of course, by more sandstone. Over the years, the wind and water have worn away at the rock, forming it into what it is today. Chimney Rock, found just off to the right-hand side of the boat. Within the green sandstone, you can make out the face of a man with a very large Roman-style nose. Just above that, you'll find a slit for an eye, a slanted forehead, and the trees on the top of the cliff form a headdress of an Indian chief. Chief Blackhawk was the Indian chief. Next point of interest here today. It's only 52 feet across at the narrowest point and home of the Navy shipyard. The Navy shipyards are found here off to the right-hand side of the boat, slightly over your right shoulder. As you look at the rocks here on the Navy shipyards, you'll find it resemble the bows and sterns of large ships tied up at port here in our own Navy shipyards. Off to the right, slightly over your right shoulder as you look at the rocks. Of course, no Navy shipyard would be complete without an aircraft carrier. We have one of those also. It's found here off to the left side of the boat. Here off to the left, you'll find a V-shaped rock with a flat top above to form a landing pad. Here off to our left, the aircraft carrier of the Upper Dalles. Ahead of the boat, we have a 90-degree bend in the river. It's known as the Devil's Elbow. It was named by the rafters along the river as they brought their log rafts downstream from the northern woods of Wisconsin. When they did so, they would encounter a whitewater rapids at this corner. The rapids would force many of the rafts into the right-hand shoreline, thus taking the lives of several of the rafters and giving it its name, the Devil's Elbow. The man you see off to the right-hand side of the boat is our flagman here in the Narrows. His name is Hip, and yes, indeed, you've guessed it, he has the hardest job in the Dalles. Hi, Hip. Well, it was about the mid-1800s that the tours began here along the Wisconsin River, and the first such pilot and guide was known as Leroy Gates.
Well, there they go, the sportsman of the day. Aren't they having fun?
Resembles a pumpkin seed-shaped paddle-wheeled steamers that gave the tours here along the river until the year 1948. It was in that year that the last of the steamers was found to be obsolete and put out of commission. Now, Steamboat Rock is the largest of all the rock islands you'll find in the Dalles. In fact, it's the only rock island we have here on the Upper Dalles portion of the tour. And as we pass behind Steamboat Rock, we've entered into the most treacherous part of our tour today, Lover's Lane. And on the Marquette, we have a tradition that if there's any happily married couples, to give your spouse a hug and a kiss at this time. Don't be shy because we're counting. 1, 2, 3. And one man in the back of the boat just got slammed.
Well, we've just come out of some narrows. This is what we see. It's a rather large, wide expanse of the river.
drive in, and after it's so hot. And I was thinking of the cold.
Isn't it hard to believe it get cold in this darn heat?
We had it first. Then, not yet. Not this division. We got it.
This has been such a hot day. And I hate it.
What's that?
Wait, stop! Indian is still living here. Just go over and watch it. Look at this. I want to live here.
Oh, this is the water.
Smile, you're on candid camera. There she comes. I was afraid I'd lost her for a little bit.
See the pennies in the water?
Ah, the goal. What we've all been working for. Dalmatian dog up on the rock. The attendant behind him is supposed to jump from there over to the other rock, the standing rock, in just a few moments.
Don, we want to see the dog.
Sure.
Don.
It stands 46 feet tall. The rock and the mainland are separated by a 6-foot gap, and if you look on top of Stand Rock, you'll find a very tall table. The table is about 20 by 14 in area, and it's supported by about 4 feet of rock in the narrowest point. The dog that will jump for you here today is Sam, and he's a Dalmatian. He's up here with his trainer, and that's Bob. What we like to do for the dogs that Stand Rock is always give them a big round of applause after they complete the jump. This gives the dogs an incentive to jump for each and every boat. Now, if you have your cameras with you today, get those ready at this time because Bob will have Sam make the jump.
There he did it. Twice for our boat.
What we do from this point on in the walk is we continue down the path to the right up the hill. We'll find a refreshment stand up that area. The restroom's on the far end to the left. The rest of the walk is on the far end to the right. If you want to see the rest of the walk, make sure you do that right away. Eventually that'll take you back down the boat. Now, if you don't think you want to walk up the hill for any reason, if you have back problems, leg problems, you just plain old don't want to do it, wait till the group from the Commodore finishes coming up in here, then you can kind of walk down. Make sure you head back to the boat right away. Don't.
Right here, I got perfect view. Oh, I wanted to see the German Shepherd.
Good afternoon. Doing okay.
Come on, Bob. You and I and Bob can take a picture.
Fire up here. That's where the boat's at. We gotta go all the way down.
Darn, hey?
The guy that's up there.
And we're on the way back to the Marquette now from Stand Rock. Here we are approaching our Marquette from Stand Rock Landing. All aboard. Canyon. We have about a mile of walk, we understand. And this is a little dell. That's the gate back there we came through. This is some of the rock formation we have. Kind of majestic in its own way.
Tree up there. That ledge up there, Wayne.
Clear across.
Huh?
That what?
Yeah, make sure you head back down.
That looks like a bridge for a regular road up there.
You head back down, but you just shot second place, goes on the right hand side. Get back to north if you want to stop and just down, feel free to do so. That's old highway 13, how far is
One more shot of the bridge. I guess that's the big attraction. Fat man's misery. I'm getting a light signal. It must be pretty dark in here. Come on through. Hey, you make good subject. Here we are, coming to another one of those little open spots after walking between those rocks.
Time we leave, I'll at least have 2 of those bracelets.
Trip downtown will take us about 15 minutes.
Watch him.
Got a new gate code for you.
Okay.
Just reverse the one you've got.
All right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right. Hey, I can remember that.
Can you remember that? Good deal.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
You bet. Have a good day.
You too. Okay, are we still on or off?
I'm recording. I mean, Wayne is going canoeing.
It's still making a sound.
Yeah, you're recording.
Uh-huh.
Well, you didn't press it.
Well, you want to take him?
Oh, I thought it'd make more to the picture. You still shooting?
Chauncey's going to go with him. I hope he doesn't fall in.
Come here, Chauncey. Come here.
He can't come there. Can?
Well, still aground. There we go. Hey, how do you like that, huh? What do you think about that, Tom?
What's he doing? Bye. Taking off in the lake here at Thousand Trails, Wisconsin Dells. Beautiful scenery from our trailer. We turned around, come back. Hey, wave at me. You find me? I can see him. Hi, Chauncey. Hi, Chauncey. Turn it around again. Yeah. There's Chauncey. See? Hi, Chauncey. You stay with,
What to think of this?
stay with Daddy? Huh? Big?
They've probably seen me roll enough now, what you think?
Go fast. That's the lodge. Around to the trailer parking. And over in there someplace is our trailer. Van. There's our van. These are people from Missouri and they're gone. And there's Wayne way down there. Zoom him in. Where's Chauncey? Trailers are parked on the other side. Swimming pool is on that side.
I don't have my hair finished.
Good old hot cakes. We are in the little old home away from home, the home on wheels, the covered wagon, which is showing the marks and scars and ravages of travel all over this country, especially the winds. We're planning on making a trip to Mount Rushmore today, and we'll be on our way in just a little while.
It's Mount Marsh. And then if you look to the left in that mountain peak, you'll actually get a chance to see some jagged peaks. And those jagged peaks are very simply the Needles Highway. Then if you look to the left of those jagged peaks, you'll see right over that gray house up there. Right over that gray house, you'll be able to see Mount Rushmore, right over the Rushmore Cave site. Since 1963, 64. But he used to be up there. He's grown a little over the years. And he now has a trained animal act. He has a cow that teaches school. He has a pig that mines for gold. And of course he has and Bear Country is one of those drive-through wildlife parks. Decker Woodspan Bridge. Very simply, from this area. Well, we're going to spend a little time this morning down at the Rushmore boardroom story. And if you kind of watch your watch.
Four presidents up on Mount Rushmore. Now, most people don't realize that Borglum was 60 years of age prior to his coming here to South Dakota to begin work on Mount Rushmore. So he was already a mature sculptor, mature artist who had developed many fine works in painting, sculpture, and art. And as you go through the museum, you're going to have an opportunity to see many of the fine pieces of artwork that Borglum created. You can step right over to that young gentleman there.
Hello, I'm the husband, Wayne Robinson. It's nice to meet you, sir.
So you want to be sure and take the picture of that big eye of Lincoln's in there. It's the actual size.
All right, I'll do that. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, a lot of we made from Mount Rushmore. All told, we made 9 different models from Mount Rushmore because he had to conform the models to the mountain. Sometimes it didn't work. But you'll see in this model, Jefferson is on our map to Washington, where he's in the picture. Unlock? Will do.
Started as
This is a statue of Lincoln on the bench. This is the one that referred to, if he stood up, would be 10 feet tall. This is in the Birdland display. This is the visitor center at Mount Rushmore. We haven't got around to the viewing part yet, but each state's flag, and when they entered the Union, is represented. I'm going to zoom in on this sign, see if we can, here's the elevations. Okay, and then a little shot here of another bronze plaque. Hey, smile for the birdie. Do something active. Now we'll get all those faces and you together up there. Look at that shot, boy. There you are, part of history. Mount Rushmore, the ultimate of our visit to Rapid City. We've just passed through the
back just a little bit.
Guston Berglund Museum and presentation of the history of the carving of these. It's pretty interesting. Can't remember it all. But there they are. Mount Rushmore. Oh, this is the building at the visitor center. All glassed in. There we go. I think I got a shot of it then. We won't be able to stay up here long enough to see it, but they tell me that, and I saw the life-size model of Lincoln's eye. There's a 30-inch shaft of granite in his eye. When the light shines just right, it seems that his eye is moving.
Good afternoon,
seems to come to life.
Welcome to Mount Rushmore National Memorial. My name is Larry. I'm a park ranger here at Mount Rushmore. I'll be guiding a walking tour down to the sculpture.
The erosion rate of this granite, it has been tested way back in the 20s and 30s a little bit. We've had some geologists look at it back during that
This
time.
rock is hoped to last a million years.
About 1 inch would erode every couple thousand years. But if you get a geologist today to look at this rock, you'll probably have him tell you it's about 1 inch every 50 to 80,000 years. So there's been some discrepancies, and there's also been some changes in our technology from that period to today. But if we take a look at maybe their estimate about every year, we have, every 80,000 years, about 1 inch, longer. But the granite here is... to it. We got about 3/4 of the way up. Something happened to the sprocket mechanisms. It started on its way down quickly. Now we had a little shack built on this platform, and that's where the tram car operator was running his.
Well, we're at the end of a tunnel and close to...
Watch that guy behind in the car.
That's for sure.
There, I'm getting it.
How many did the fire kill?
Believe it or not, we never lost any wildlife to their knowledge of illegal, once again, to work prisoners in the state penitentiary.
He brought teams of prisoners up here, about 30 or 40 of them at a time, and had them during the winter months thin these areas. And that's how those areas down below got thin. Now, if you don't think we don't take good care of our prisoners here in South Dakota, just remember that they kept them and housed them at the lodges like the one where we ate lunch. Was originally invited to carve these pinnacles into famous Western heroes.
You want to say something for posterity?
Astounding, I guess.
Oh my word. Boy, pretty majestic. Okay, and I'm right at the foot of the totem pole rock that I just took a picture of.
Bend blew so hard? Didn't have anything to do with the way those rocks are laid. Don't get it just right in the back. That bent corner gets a little rounding off effect to it. But notice how the people are gathering up down front there. They're taking pictures. And I had a guy run down the tunnel one day and jump in this crevice right here. He took a picture and he jumped.
Here we are. He's going to back up the bus up and give us a chance. And look at the motorcycles. We've been seeing them all through the trip. Sturgis, South Dakota, has had a bus. He's backed this up a few feet so we can get a picture. This is the slot you see overhead doesn't extend all the way. We came partway through a complete tunnel. And he had an inch and maybe an inch and a half on one side, a couple of inches on the other. Here he is coming on around the corner. He's put this bus around some corners. He should have had a hinge in the middle on it. This is what they call the needle's eye. I'm at the foot of it. Turning right up. Let's see now. Needles are formed from our lenses.
Over here. Run over and get in
This is our bus driver in the tie here, Mr. Herman Jones, I believe his name is. He's been doing the talking and really giving us the lowdown on the Black Hills. He's a good tour guide. Yeah, I got you in there this time. This beautiful little lake in this Black Hills Resort area. For swimming and fishing, boating of this type. This is just a 5-minute stop on the tour, but our driver is really doing a fabulous job. And we'll get one more shot of these craggy granite rocks.
And on the left, you're swinging saloon doors on the front of the saloon there. I stopped here in town several years ago. And just as I stopped at that street light there.
These pictures are for Leonard. We're at Crazy Horse Monument and Crazy Horse Mountain. I'm going inside to see a film, but I just had to take a picture of some of these bikes. They're just really congregated in this area this week.
Yeah.
Oh, who hauled all the crap to the car? That's what I mean. You were doing it today while I curled my hair, but who got out of bed first and went down in the swimming pool? You just got your feet in and I swam. Right. Yeah, well, I gotta get back.
I see, I could stand right here. Well, Dave, you have to respect that.
Well, so what? Then
She should walk there. She should take one of those
That's it. Get your face out so we can see it. Well, there's your part of history. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's fine.
Okay, let's push off.
Okay, we'll get a close-up of Grandma and Mother, and then we'll try to get the reading. I don't know. In the course of history has been told that these truths here carved in be known. I can't read that through the lens. The chronicle which will long ending or like all things under us and beyond, inevitably we must pass into oblivion. This land of refuge to the stranger was ours for countless eons before civilizations majestic and mighty. Our gifts were many which we shared, and gratitude for them was known. But later given my oppressed ones were murder, rape, and sanguine war. Looking from whence invaders came, greedy usurpers of our heritage, for us the past is in our hearts, the future never to be fulfilled. To you I give this granite epic, for your descendants to always know my lands are where my dead lie buried. Of course, if I can pronounce that name, Korzak Ziolkowski, the sculptor. Okay, I'm recording outside in the Crazy Horse Pavilion here. We had free coffee inside the Laughing Water restaurant, and this is some of the building, little water pond there, and here's our friend, the bus driver's youngest son. He made the trip with us today. We just mailed some cards. All right. And then this is another shot of the Crazy Horse Mountain. They're working on it. You can see a white outline. That's part of the outline of the horse. The horse's head is out there when it's plainer. And they're down close to, I think they're 12 feet from the top of the statue now across that flat part at the top. But the model I took a picture of earlier is what it should look like, and it is going to be in the round. It'll not be just a flat side, one-sided view, it'll be in the round. Well, it can take a number of years yet to complete. This is a stagecoach, I understand, built by the Concord Company back on the East Coast. It was used between Denver and Deadwood as a replacement contract for the Pony Express when the mail became too heavy. The teams, we were told, could only pull this about 4 to 7 miles through the rough country, in the hills. They used a livery stable with a team of horses already harnessed and ready when the stagecoach arrived. Merely unhitched the tired horses, hitched the fresh, and no passengers got down, and they were on their way. It took 1,200 head of horses to keep the stages going. chute. Now this looks like the equipment used by Kojak. Oh, yeah, when he was a young man starting out. And he had to climb 720 steps to come down and get the compressor motor on this piece of equipment running so he could run his jackhammer. The guide said it took several trips a day.
Looks like it's a little different in the afternoon shadows than it is in the morning sun. What do you think? Is there a few motorcycles in town, or is that my imagination run away with it? Holy smokes. Oh! I see what it is.
Well, there you are, Leonard. That's what was in Keystone, South Dakota, as we came home from our trip.
You can't put 100,000 motorcyclers in one.
See. Okay. This is Bighorn.
There, and then, yeah, this is Bighorn Mountain.
And the scenic views of rock crevices. It's flashing receive or REC. What does that mean? No, yeah.
Flashing record means.
What riverbed is this?
Shell Creek.
Down in the canyon.
That flashing RAC may mean that the tape is getting close to the end. Ahead of me.
What?
That guy should have gone ahead of me. Now he's waiting even on the other car. Unless he's in a hurry. Leaving Bighorn National Forest. Examine my switches on it.
Civilization.